What if I told you the biggest thing stopping you from becoming financially free isn't your salary, it isn't inflation, it isn't even the economy. It's something much smaller, something hiding inside your brain, and every single day, it's stealing your attention, your focus, your money, and your future. Think about this. You wake up before your feet even touch the floor. You check your phone. One notification, one reel, one short video, one quick scroll. Just for a minute. Except, it never stays 1 minute. And by the end of the day, you feel busy. But somehow, nothing important moved forward. Now here's the scary part. This isn't happening to a few people, it's happening to millions, maybe even you. And every day it continues. The cost becomes bigger than you realize, not just mentally, financially too. So the real question is, what happens if you stop feeding your brain constant dopamine? And could that one decision completely change your relationship with money? Stay with me, because the answer is not what most people think. Most people hear the words dopamine detox and imagine something extreme. No phone, no entertainment, no social media, no fun. Basically living like a monk. Sounds terrible, right? That's what most people expect. But that's not actually the point. And this is where things get interesting. Because dopamine isn't the villain. Your brain needs dopamine. Without it, you wouldn't feel motivated. You wouldn't chase goals. You wouldn't learn. You wouldn't grow. So if dopamine isn't the problem, what is? The problem is cheap dopamine, instant dopamine, effortless dopamine, the kind that arrives before you've earned anything. One notification, one online purchase, one endless scroll, one more video, one more refresh. Your brain starts expecting rewards without effort, and once that happens, everything important feels harder. Think about someone trying to save money. They know they should. They understand budgeting. They understand investing. They've watched the videos, read the advice, made the plans. Pause. But then payday arrives, and suddenly a new gadget appears. A flash sale appears. A limited time offer appears. And before they realize it, the money is gone. Again. Pause. Why? Because the battle wasn't about money. It was about dopamine. The brain chose an immediate reward over a future reward. And this happens everywhere, not just spending. Procrastination, impulse buying, online shopping, food delivery, gaming, social media. The pattern is always the same. Immediate pleasure wins, future freedom loses. And that's exactly why so many people feel trapped. Not because they're incapable, because they're distracted. Now, here's a prediction challenge. Imagine two people, both earn the same income, both live in the same city, both have the same opportunities. Who becomes wealthy? Most people think it's the smarter one, the luckier one, the more talented one. But research and real life often show something different. The person who can delay gratification, the person who can tolerate discomfort, the person who doesn't need a reward every 5 minutes. And that's where dopamine detox becomes powerful. Not because it removes pleasure, because it restores your ability to choose. Let me explain. Imagine your brain as a volume dial. Every time you flood it with instant stimulation, the dial turns higher, higher, and higher. Soon, normal life starts feeling boring. Reading a book feels boring. Learning a skill feels boring. Working on a business feels boring. Saving money feels boring. Not because those things are boring, because your brain has been trained to expect fireworks every single minute. And that's the hidden cost nobody talks about. You don't lose money when you buy something unnecessary. You lose money when your attention becomes impossible to control. Because attention creates decisions, and decisions create your future. Now, here's the head fake. Most people think a dopamine detox means removing things, but the real goal is replacing things. replacing instant rewards with meaningful rewards, replacing distraction with progress, replacing consumption with creation. That's when something incredible happens. Your mind becomes quieter, clearer, more focused. You start noticing opportunities you used to ignore. You stop reacting and start choosing. A few days into a real dopamine detox, many people experience something strange. The world slows down, they become less anxious, less impulsive, less desperate for stimulation. And for the first time in a long time, they can actually hear their own thoughts. That's mental clarity, and mental clarity changes financial decisions. Because when your mind is noisy, every advertisement feels important, every trend feels urgent, every purchase feels necessary. But when your mind is clear, you begin asking better questions. Do I actually need this? Will this improve my life? Or am I just chasing a feeling? And those questions save money, lots of it. But here's the hidden truth. The biggest benefit isn't financial, it's freedom. Because the person who controls their attention eventually controls their habits. The person who controls their habits eventually controls their money. And the person who controls their money gains options, choices, freedom. That's what most people are really searching for. Not money itself, freedom. So if you want to try a dopamine detox, don't start with something extreme. Start small. 1 hour without social media, 1 meal without your phone, 1 evening without endless scrolling, 1 day without impulse purchases. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive change. And maybe that's the lesson here. Financial freedom doesn't start in your bank account, it starts in your brain. Because before you can control your money, you have to control your attention. And before you can build wealth, you have to stop letting every notification decide your future. So let me leave you with a question. If someone looked at where your attention goes every day, could they predict your financial future? Because they probably can, and that's something worth thinking about. If stories like this change the way you see the world, subscribe. Because every week we uncover the hidden psychology behind money, habits, success, and the decisions that quietly shape our lives. And trust me, this is only the beginning.